Did you know that growing older often brings unexpected changes, even in the most ordinary parts of life? You may feel prepared for the journey ahead, but aging has a way of surprising you. From shifting energy levels to subtle changes in how you experience the world, it's not always easy to keep up. Meet Grace Rivers, a vibrant 68-year-old who once thrived on independence and adventure. She's faced many of life's milestones with strength and optimism, but lately she's noticed some new realities setting in. Simple routines now require more effort, and moments of forgetfulness or fatigue can catch her off guard. Like so many others, Grace is adjusting to the emotional and physical shifts that come with age. But here's the good news: aging isn't just about loss. It's about adaptation, resilience, and discovering new ways to thrive. In today's video, we'll explore Grace's experience and highlight 12 common challenges seniors face as they grow older. More importantly, we'll share practical advice to help you navigate each one with clarity and confidence. So grab a warm drink, make yourself comfortable, and don't forget to hit that like button. Let's explore the truth about aging and how you can embrace it with grace. Grace used to spend her afternoons chatting over coffee with longtime friends or going for slow, joyful walks around the neighborhood. The sound of laughter, the comfort of shared stories, and the warmth of friendly faces were woven into her daily life. But as time passed, those moments began to fade. Some friends moved away, others passed on, and gradually a quiet stillness settled into Grace's world. This sense of loneliness can creep in softly but powerfully. One day, you look around and realize how much quieter things have become. It's not just about being alone, it's about feeling disconnected even when others are nearby. For many older adults, social circles shrink with age, and it becomes harder to build new connections. Health issues, mobility limitations, or even fear of being a burden can make reaching out feel daunting. But here's something important to remember: you're not meant to go through this season alone. Human connection isn't a luxury, it's a basic emotional need, and while it may take more effort than before, there are real ways to rebuild a sense of community and belonging. Start small. Perhaps it's a weekly phone call with an old friend, or joining a local senior center for group activities like book clubs, crafting, or gentle fitness classes. You could volunteer at a community garden, attend faith-based gatherings, or take part in a hobby group that matches your interests. These don't have to be grand social gestures, just regular, simple moments of interaction that bring warmth and meaning. If getting out is difficult, the digital world offers new paths. Many seniors are discovering online communities that provide surprising comfort. There are Facebook groups, virtual support circles, even Zoom-based game nights tailored for older adults. You might find connection in places you hadn't considered, places that meet you right where you are. Also, don't underestimate the power of starting fresh friendships. Even a smile and brief chat with a neighbor can blossom into something more. Be open to new people, even if they aren't your age or share your past. Connection thrives in the present moment, and if loneliness feels especially heavy, talk to someone. A family member, a counselor, or even a support line. There's no shame in admitting you're lonely. In fact, it's a sign of strength to reach out and say, "I need a bit more connection in my life." Because the truth is, no matter your age, you deserve to feel seen, heard, and valued. Have you ever felt this way? What helped you reconnect? Share your story in the comments below. You never know who might be encouraged by your words. Grace has always taken pride in being self-sufficient. For most of her life, she managed everything on her own. Whether it was running errands, fixing things around the house, or preparing meals from scratch, she thrived on independence. Not because she had to, but because it made her feel strong, capable, and in control of her life. But lately, things have started to shift. Tasks that once felt second nature now seem exhausting. Climbing a step stool to reach a high shelf, carrying heavy grocery bags, or even driving across town now come with hesitation, and sometimes fear. Asking for help used to be rare. Now, it's becoming more frequent. And while the help is welcome, it brings with it a quiet ache. Am I losing a part of myself? This experience is more common than many people realize. Aging often requires us to adjust our routines, accept support, and learn new ways of doing things. But for someone who's spent decades taking care of others, accepting help can feel like admitting defeat. Here's the truth, though. Accepting help doesn't mean you're weak. In fact, it's a powerful act of strength and self-awareness. Choosing to ask for support is not a loss of independence. It's a redefinition of it. It means honoring your current needs, protecting your safety, and freeing your energy for the things that truly matter, like meaningful relationships, creative pursuits, or moments of peace. Think of independence not just as doing everything alone, but as having the freedom to live your life fully, on your terms, even if that includes support. There are also practical ways to maintain autonomy while adapting to change. You might consider assistive tools that make daily tasks easier, ergonomic kitchen tools. Grab bars in the bathroom, a walker with a seat. These aren't signs of weakness. They're smart, empowering choices. You're creating a safer environment so you can keep living the life you enjoy. Also, don't be afraid to communicate openly with loved ones. Let them know how they can help while still honoring your sense of independence. Setting boundaries and being part of the decision-making process ensures that you remain in control of your own life. Most of all, be kind to yourself. Needing help doesn't make you any less whole. It makes you human. We all need one another. It's just that in this season of life, the shape of that need may look different. Have you found it difficult to ask for help? What helped you adjust? Share your thoughts in the comments. By opening up, you may inspire someone else who's going through the same thing. And together, we can redefine what independence truly means. It used to take a lot to ruffle Grace's feathers. She was known for her patience and calm demeanor, even during life's inevitable hiccups. But recently, she's noticed something different. A delayed delivery, a noisy neighbor, or even a spilled cup of coffee can spark a surprising surge of frustration. These aren't massive events, yet they seem to carry more weight than before. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we age, it's not uncommon to experience shifts in mood, sometimes feeling more irritable, anxious, or emotionally reactive than we used to. This can come as a shock, especially if you've always seen yourself as even-tempered. And it can be unsettling to feel like your emotions are no longer fully under your control. But there are reasons for this change. Hormonal fluctuations, brain chemistry, sleep disturbances, chronic pain, or simply the emotional weight of ongoing life adjustments can all contribute to increased sensitivity and shorter tempers. It's not a character flaw. It's part of the complex process of aging. The good news is that there are practical, compassionate ways to manage these mood changes. Start by acknowledging your emotions without judgment. It's okay to feel irritated or overwhelmed. What matters is how you respond to those feelings. Practicing deep breathing is a powerful first step. Just a few slow, intentional breaths can calm your nervous system and create space between feeling and reacting. Another helpful tool is mindfulness. Taking a few minutes each day to pause, check in with your body, and name what you're feeling can make a huge difference. You might try journaling, meditation, or simply sitting quietly with a warm cup of tea and allowing yourself to feel without needing to fix. Gratitude is another surprisingly effective mood stabilizer. By focusing each day on 2 or 3 small things you're thankful for, a cozy blanket, a kind word from a friend, a moment of peace in your backyard, you shift your mind toward positivity and away from the spiral of irritation. Also, remember the role of routine. Regular sleep, healthy meals, gentle movement, and time outdoors can all support emotional balance. If mood swings feel extreme or persistent, it's worth talking to a doctor. Sometimes, underlying medical issues, like vitamin deficiencies, thyroid changes, or medication side effects, can affect mood more than we realize. Above all, treat yourself with kindness. Feeling a little more sensitive doesn't make you less lovable or less capable. It means you're human, and your inner world deserves as much care as your physical health. Have you noticed shifts in your mood as you've aged? What helps you stay grounded when frustration bubbles up? Share your tips in the comments below. We're all learning how to weather these emotional tides together. There was a time when Grace could breeze through her morning routine without breaking a sweat, making breakfast, tidying up, watering her plants, maybe even running a few errands. But recently, she's found herself pausing halfway through folding the laundry, needing to sit down and catch her breath. Even simple tasks now leave her feeling drained in a way that surprises and frustrates her. Sound familiar? Sudden exhaustion is a reality many older adults face, and it doesn't always come from strenuous activity. Sometimes, just getting dressed, walking from room to room, or preparing a meal can feel like climbing a hill. It's not about laziness, it's about the body shifting in ways that aren't always visible from the outside. As we age, our metabolism slows, muscle mass decreases, and the body's ability to recover becomes more delicate. On top of that, underlying health issues, medications, or poor sleep can quietly sap energy without warning. But here's the good news: you can adapt and thrive by learning to work with your energy, not against it. One of the most important strategies is pacing. Rather than trying to do everything at once, spread your tasks throughout the day. Build in breaks, even short ones. A 5-minute rest with a glass of water or a few slow breaths can do wonders. Listen to your body, it's not weakness, it's wisdom. Another key factor: hydration. Dehydration is one of the sneakiest causes of fatigue. Older adults are more prone to it, and even mild dehydration can make you feel sluggish. So make it a habit to sip water regularly, even if you don't feel thirsty. Your diet also plays a big role. Instead of heavy meals that leave you sluggish, opt for smaller, balanced portions throughout the day. Whole grains, lean proteins, colorful vegetables, and fresh fruits offer the fuel your body needs to stay steady and alert. And don't underestimate the power of movement. Gentle activity like walking, stretching, or Tai Chi can actually boost energy in the long run. Just take it at your own pace. It might seem counterintuitive, but motion can create momentum. Finally, allow yourself grace. Some days will feel heavier than others. That's okay. Needing rest doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means you're tuning in and giving your body the care it deserves. Have you experienced this sudden drop in energy? What small changes have helped you feel more refreshed throughout the day? Share your tips in the comments. It's often the simplest habits that make the biggest difference. Grace has always cherished a good night's sleep. For most of her life, she could lay her head on the pillow, drift off within minutes, and wake up feeling refreshed. But these days, the story has changed. She finds herself staring at the ceiling, wide awake at 2 a.m., or waking several times through the night, only to feel groggy and unsteady the next morning. If you can relate, you're not alone. Sleep disturbances are incredibly common as we age. Changes in sleep patterns, such as lighter sleep, more frequent waking, and difficulty falling back asleep, can become regular occurrences. And while it's tempting to shrug it off as just getting older, poor sleep can have a domino effect on your entire day, affecting your mood, memory, energy, and even physical health. So why does this happen? Hormonal changes, shifts in circadian rhythm, increased sensitivity to noise or light, medications, or physical discomfort like joint pain or needing to use the bathroom more frequently can all disrupt the rest you once took for granted. And unfortunately, worrying about sleep can make it even harder to get. But don't worry. There are gentle, effective ways to improve the quality of your sleep. Start with routine. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, even on weekends, helps regulate your body's internal clock. This consistency trains your body to know when it's time to rest and when it's time to rise. Pay attention to what you do before bed. Avoid heavy meals, caffeine, or stimulating screen time close to bedtime. Instead, create a calming routine. Soft lighting, a warm shower, some light reading, or gentle stretches can all help signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Your environment matters too. Keep your bedroom cool, quiet, and as dark as possible. Blackout curtains, white noise machines, or a sleep mask can make a noticeable difference. And if pain or discomfort is keeping you up, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. Sometimes a small adjustment or physical aid can ease your nights significantly. And what if you wake up in the middle of the night and can't fall back asleep? Try not to panic. Instead, get out of bed, sit somewhere quiet, and do something low stimulation like listening to soft music or reading a few pages. When you feel sleepy again, return to bed. This helps your brain associate the bed with rest, not frustration. Most importantly, be patient with yourself. Your sleep needs and habits may be changing, but that doesn't mean restful nights are out of reach. With small adjustments and a bit of grace, sleep can once again become a source of renewal. Do you struggle with falling or staying asleep? What bedtime rituals help you feel more rested? Share your experiences in the comments. Your tip might just help someone else find a better night's rest. It happened to Grace just last week. She was at the grocery store when she spotted a neighbor she's known for years. They've shared countless friendly conversations, waved hello for over a decade. And yet, in that moment, she couldn't remember the woman's name. Not even a clue. The smile on her face froze for a second as her mind scrambled. And though the chat continued politely, the moment left her feeling embarrassed and quietly unsettled. Have you had an experience like that? Forgetting names or small details that once came easily is a common part of aging. And while it's normal, it doesn't always feel that way. Many older adults worry that a lapse in memory signals something bigger, and that fear alone can make the moment feel worse than it is. Here's the truth: occasional forgetfulness is natural. It doesn't mean you're losing it. It just means your brain is managing more than it used to, and sometimes details slip through the cracks. But there are gentle, effective ways to support your memory and reduce the frustration that often comes with these little lapses. First, let's talk about strategies. One simple habit is to write things down. Keep a small notebook or use your phone to jot down names of new acquaintances, important dates, or reminders. If you're heading to a community event or gathering, take a quick look at your notes before you go. It's like giving your memory a head start. You can also use association techniques to help names stick. For example, connect a person's name with something visual or meaningful. Mark with the mustache, or Lenda from the library. These mental hooks make retrieval easier when you need it most. Another powerful tool: repetition. When you meet someone new, say their name out loud a few times during the conversation. Nice to meet you, Sarah. So Sarah, where are you from? It may feel a little formal, but it reinforces memory through gentle practice. And if the name just won't come, don't stress. Simply say, I'm so sorry, I know we've met before, but can you remind me your name? Most people will understand. Chances are they've been in your shoes too. Keeping your brain sharp overall also helps. Activities like puzzles, crosswords, reading, or learning something new, even a small skill or hobby, can keep your mind active and your memory more resilient. And don't forget the basics: proper sleep, hydration, and nutrition all support brain function in powerful ways. Above all, remember this: a moment of forgetfulness doesn't define your worth, your intelligence, or your ability to connect. What matters is your heart, your kindness, and your willingness to keep showing up for the people in your life. Have you found a trick that helps you remember names or details more easily? Share it in the comments. You might just help someone else feel a little more confident the next time they forget. For as long as she can remember, Grace has loved getting lost in a good book. The quiet escape into a story, the smell of the pages, the gentle rhythm of reading. It used to be one of her favorite ways to unwind. But lately, things have changed. She finds herself rereading the same paragraph over and over, her thoughts drifting. After just a few minutes, she's distracted and closing the book, feeling disappointed and even a bit frustrated. Sound familiar? Difficulty concentrating is something many older adults experience. It can feel like your brain just won't sit still the way it used to. Whether it's while reading, watching a movie, or having a conversation, your mind may wander, or you might feel mentally foggy. But here's something important to know: you're not losing your sharpness. You're adjusting to a new rhythm. Aging brings subtle changes in brain function, especially around focus and processing speed. But the brain is incredibly adaptable, and with a few simple habits, you can support your ability to stay engaged and present. Start by lowering distractions. If you want to focus on reading or doing a task, turn off the TV, silence your phone, and create a calm, quiet environment. Give your brain space to settle into the moment. You can also break things into shorter sessions. Instead of pushing yourself to read for an hour, try 10 or 15 minutes at a time. Set a gentle timer and let yourself enjoy the activity without pressure. Over time, these short bursts can help build stamina. Another helpful tool is mental exercise. Activities like puzzles, Sudoku, word games, or learning a new skills like painting or a language stimulate focus and strengthen neural connections. These brain workouts don't have to be complicated. They just have to be consistent. And don't forget, your body affects your brain. Lack of sleep, poor nutrition, dehydration, or inactivity can all make concentration more difficult. A 20-minute walk, a balanced meal, or a full glass of water might do more for your focus than you'd expect. If you're finding it hard to stay present in conversations, try this simple technique: active listening. Focus on the person's voice, make eye contact, and repeat key points in your mind. This helps anchor your attention and strengthens your connection. And most of all, be kind to yourself. Attention ebbs and flows. It's part of being human, not a sign of failure. You're not alone in this, and your worth has never been measured by your ability to focus perfectly. Have you struggled with staying focused as you've gotten older? What small habits help you concentrate better? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's help each other find clarity in a world full of distractions. Grace used to pride herself on her sharp senses. She could spot a bird in the distance or hear a whispered joke across the room. But over the past few years, things have changed. Reading fine print now requires glasses, and even with them, she sometimes has to squint. In group settings, she finds herself asking people to repeat what they said, or worse, smiling politely without catching the conversation at all. It's frustrating, it's isolating, and for many older adults, it's all too familiar. Changes in vision and hearing are among the most common, and often most unsettling, parts of aging. They come gradually at first, then more noticeably. You may find yourself missing details, avoiding certain situations, or feeling left out of conversations. And because these senses are so closely tied to how we experience the world, the impact can feel deeply personal. But here's the thing: you're not alone, and you don't have to accept disconnection as your new normal. The first and most important step is regular checkups. Annual eye exams and hearing tests are essential. Often, changes happen so slowly that we don't notice them until a professional points them out. An updated glasses prescription or the right kind of hearing aid can dramatically improve your day-to-day life. And let's talk about hearing aids. There's still an outdated stigma around them, but the truth is they're a tool, just like reading glasses or a cane. They don't mean you've failed. They mean you're committed to staying connected, involved, and engaged. If noisy environments are overwhelming, try having important conversations in quieter settings. Let your loved ones know what helps, whether it's facing you while speaking, slowing down a bit, or turning down background noise. Most people are happy to help if they know what you need. Lighting and layout can also support better vision. Keep your living spaces well lit, use contrasting colors to make objects easier to spot, and remove trip hazards like clutter or rugs that blend into the floor. Technology can be your ally too. Many smartphones and devices now offer accessibility features like screen magnifiers, voice commands, and captioning apps that make communication easier and more enjoyable. Most of all, don't suffer in silence. If you find yourself withdrawing from social situations or hobbies you once loved because of hearing or vision trouble, speak up. You deserve to stay involved, and solutions exist. Have you noticed changes in your vision or hearing? What tools or habits have helped you adjust? Share your story in the comments. You never know who might be encouraged to take that next step towards staying connected. There was a time when Grace loved lounging in the sun on a warm afternoon or going for brisk winter walks, wrapped in a cozy coat. She never thought twice about the temperature. Just dressed for the weather and went about her day. But lately, something's changed. What used to feel like mild summer warmth now leaves her overheated and uncomfortable. And winter chills, they seem to seep into her bones more quickly than before. If this sounds familiar, you're not imagining it. Increased sensitivity to temperature is a natural and common part of aging. As we grow older, our bodies become less efficient at regulating internal temperature. We may sweat less, feel cold more easily, or have a harder time adjusting to extreme weather. And while it might seem like just another inconvenience, it can actually have a big impact on comfort, health, and safety. The good news: with a few simple adjustments, you can stay comfortable and confident, no matter what the forecast says. Start with layering. Instead of relying on one thick sweater or coat, wear multiple light layers that you can add or remove throughout the day. This helps your body adapt more easily to shifts in temperature, whether indoors or outside. On hot days, choose breathable, moisture-wicking fabrics like cotton or bamboo. In cooler months, opt for warm, insulating materials like fleece or wool. Inside your home, Take note of your comfort zones. Is your bedroom too drafty at night? A heated blanket, space heater with a timer, or flannel sheets might make a world of difference. During warmer months, fans or air conditioners, not just for comfort, but for health, can prevent overheating, especially during heat waves. Don't forget your hands and feet. These areas often feel the chill first. Keep a pair of soft gloves or thick socks handy, and consider using a hot water bottle or warm rice pack to soothe cold fingers or aching joints. On the flip side, cool compresses or a damp cloth on the neck can provide quick relief from summer heat. A small spray bottle with chilled water can also be refreshing during the day. If you're planning to spend time outside, whether gardening, walking, or meeting friends, check the weather in advance and plan accordingly. Bring extra layers or a sun hat, and always stay hydrated. Both heat and cold can dehydrate the body faster than expected. Finally, listen to your body. If you're feeling unusually cold or hot, don't ignore it. Take action early. And if temperature sensitivity becomes extreme or interferes with daily life, speak with your doctor. It could be a sign of an underlying issue. Have you noticed changes in how your body responds to the weather? What helps you stay comfortable through the seasons? Share your tips in the comments. Your wisdom could make someone else's day a whole lot cozier. Grace has always been mindful of her health. She enjoys daily walks, spends time gardening, and even joins a senior-friendly gym class now and then. Her diet hasn't changed much over the years. She's never been one to overindulge. So it came as a surprise when she noticed her clothes fitting more snugly and the numbers on the scale inching upward. "I'm doing everything the same," she thought. "Why is this happening now?" If you've experienced this too, know this: you're not doing anything wrong. Unexpected weight gain is a common part of aging, even for those who stay active and eat well. One of the biggest reasons. Metabolism slows down as we age. That means your body burns fewer calories at rest than it did in your younger years. Muscle mass also tends to decrease, and since muscle burns more calories than fat, that shift can tip the scales, literally. But here's the encouraging part: with a few thoughtful adjustments, you can support your body's changing needs without resorting to extreme diets or overexertion. Start by taking a fresh look at your portions. As your body requires fewer calories, even healthy meals can lead to gradual weight gain if portions remain the same. Try using smaller plates, eating more slowly, and tuning in to when you feel full. Focus on nutrient-dense foods: fruits, vegetables, lean proteins like chicken or beans, whole grains, and healthy fats like avocado or olive oil. These support your energy levels and keep you full longer without adding unnecessary calories. Regular movement is still key, but it doesn't have to be strenuous. In fact, consistency matters more than intensity. Daily walks, chair yoga, swimming, or light strength training can all help preserve muscle, improve mood, and keep your metabolism engaged. Speaking of strength training, it's especially helpful. Maintaining or even rebuilding muscle mass not only supports weight balance but also helps with balance, bone health, and overall mobility. You don't need heavy weights. Resistance bands or bodyweight exercises work wonderfully too. And don't forget the importance of hydration and sleep. Sometimes we mistake thirst for hunger. Staying hydrated can curb unnecessary snacking, while quality sleep supports metabolism and hormone balance. Most of all, be gentle with yourself. Your body is changing. That's part of life. The goal isn't to chase your 30-year-old weight, but to feel strong, energized, and at home in your body today. If weight gain has caught you off guard, you're not alone. What small shifts have helped you feel better in your body? Share your experiences in the comments. Let's support one another in finding balance, not perfection, as we age gracefully. Grace has always been the kind of person who enjoyed staying active, not just in the gym, but in everyday life. She loved taking walks around the neighborhood, getting down on her knees to tend the garden, or bending to pick up her grandchild without a second thought. But recently, she's noticed a change. Tasks that once felt effortless now require more care. Bending down feels stiff. Getting up from a chair takes a bit longer, and some movements just aren't as smooth as they used to be. She's not alone. Mobility challenges are one of the most common physical changes that come with aging. It's not necessarily about pain. It's more about noticing that your body moves differently. Maybe you feel less stable on your feet, or your joints aren't as flexible, or you tire more quickly during walks. These changes can be frustrating, but they're not the end of the story. In fact, with the right approach, you can maintain and even improve your mobility well into later life. The first step, keep moving. While it might seem counterintuitive, the less you move, the harder it becomes to move. Even gentle, consistent activity keeps joints lubricated, muscles active, and balance sharper. Incorporate low-impact exercises that support your whole body. Walking is wonderful, simple, accessible, and easy on the joints. If walking feels like too much, try seated exercises or water aerobics, which provide resistance without pressure. Stretching is another powerful tool. Gentle daily stretches can help maintain flexibility and reduce stiffness. Focus on your hips, hamstrings, shoulders, and back, areas that commonly tighten with age. Yoga or Tai Chi can also improve both flexibility and balance while helping calm the mind. Don't forget about strength training. You don't need heavy weights or fancy machines. Bodyweight exercises, resistance bands, or even light household items can help you build strength in your legs, core, and arms. Strong muscles are key to preventing falls, improving posture, and maintaining independence. If you're experiencing instability or fear of falling, talk to your doctor or physical therapist. Assistive tools like a cane, walker, or handrails aren't signs of defeat. They're smart choices that support your safety and freedom. Most importantly, move at your own pace. Don't compare yourself to how you used to be or to others around you. Progress is personal. The goal is to keep your body as capable and comfortable as possible so you can keep doing the things you love. How have you adapted your movement routine as you've gotten older? What keeps you feeling strong and steady? Share your experiences in the comments. You never know who might be inspired by your journey. For most of her life, Grace only went to the doctor when something felt off, maybe once or twice a year for a checkup or flu shot. But now, it seems like her calendar fills up fast with appointments, follow-ups, blood work, physical therapy, medication reviews. Some weeks it feels like she is spending more time in waiting rooms than in her garden. Sound familiar? Frequent doctor visits are a common part of growing older. As we age, our bodies require more monitoring, more screenings, and more check-ins to ensure everything is running smoothly. It can feel overwhelming, like your life is being sliced into appointments and reminders. But here's a powerful shift in perspective. These visits are not interruptions, they're investments. Each appointment is a step toward protecting your independence, your comfort, and your peace of mind. Routine checkups help catch potential issues early, before they grow into something serious. Whether it's monitoring blood pressure, cholesterol, bone density, or blood sugar levels, these regular visits provide a clearer picture of how your body is doing and what it needs. That said, it's completely normal to feel fatigued by the never-ending cycle of scheduling, paperwork, and medical lingo. So how can you take control and make these visits feel more manageable? Start by creating a health calendar. Use a paper planner or digital tool to track your appointments, medication refills, and lab results. Add reminders a few days ahead so nothing sneaks up on you. Seeing everything in one place can ease stress and give you back a sense of control. Consider keeping a medical journal, a simple notebook where you jot down questions, symptoms, and concerns as they come up. Bring it to each visit so you don't forget what you meant to ask. It helps make every appointment more efficient and meaningful. If you're juggling multiple specialists, bring someone with you to key appointments, whether it's a family member, friend, or caregiver. A second set of ears can help catch important information, ask helpful questions, and ease the emotional weight. And most importantly, don't be afraid to advocate for yourself. If something doesn't feel right, say so. If a treatment feels overwhelming, ask about alternatives. You are the expert in your own body, and your voice matters. It may feel like a lot, but every visit is a proactive step toward living well longer. You're not being high maintenance. You're being wise, and you're choosing to care for yourself with the same attention and love you've given to others all your life. Do you have any tips for keeping track of your health appointments or making the most of your doctor visits? Share them in the comments. You might just make someone's next trip to the doctor a little easier. Aging isn't always what we expect. It comes with surprises, some joyful, others challenging. For Grace, The journey has included unexpected exhaustion, memory lapses, changes in sleep, and a new relationship with her own independence. But through every shift, every adjustment, one thing has remained constant: her determination to keep living fully, even as the shape of that life changes. If you've seen parts of your own story reflected in hers, you're not alone. The truth is, growing older brings with it a new rhythm. Slower, perhaps, but no less meaningful. It asks us to listen more closely to our bodies, to give ourselves more grace, and to find beauty in the small moments that once went unnoticed. It challenges us to adapt, but it also offers us the wisdom and strength that only time can give. You are not broken, you are evolving. And while these changes may sometimes feel overwhelming or even lonely, they are also invitations to ask for help when needed, to build deeper connections, to explore new ways of finding joy, and to care for yourself with compassion and intention. There is no shame in needing rest, no weakness in using a hearing aid or writing down reminders. These aren't signs of decline. They're signs that you are still choosing to engage with life, even when it looks different than before. So what can we take away from Grace's journey? That aging isn't a downhill slide. It's a winding path filled with lessons, reflection, and opportunities to keep growing. That the challenges we face don't make us less whole. They remind us to move forward gently, to lean on others, and to honor our resilience. And most importantly, that you are never alone. There is a community of people, right here, right now, who understand what you're going through, who are navigating the same foggy memory moments, the same quiet evenings, the same questions about what comes next, and together we can support one another. So, as you continue your own journey, remember this: you're doing better than you think. Every small step, every mindful choice, every effort to stay connected, it all counts. If this video spoke to you, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a little encouragement today. Leave a comment and tell us, what part of aging has surprised you most? And what has helped you find your footing? We're all in this together. And there's still so much ahead worth living for.